Hey guys, Yoda Hard Dungeon High Five here. Who we got?
I'm Cynthia Woods.
And what'd you do today?
I just won the WCQ State Championship New South Wales.
Let's go.
With Cool Tune.
Kill Tune, bro, with a bit of spice, right?
A little bit of spice. A little bit of spice, you'll see.
Why do you think it was the best deck going into the tournament?
So I wanted to play hand traps because I thought that it's early format and people are being baited into playing breakers. But I think that actually if you play against good pilots, breakers aren't consistent enough. The other option was playing like Breaker Branded because Branded has the best engine to pair with breakers. And Branded was very overrepresented today and it's a very good deck and I respect it. But it's partially just that I prefer a Cool Tune, like for flavor reasons. But I also just wanted to play a hand trap strategy, see how it felt. Like I already had my invite, so I showed up to test basically.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning the whole thing because it ended up being quite correct.
Definitely a very fortunate run. The top 8 game loss in the finals.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think a lot of people are underestimating Cool Tune right now because people don't know how to pilot it yet, and they think that it's a low skill deck. But actually, if you're playing against decks like Branded that open good hands, it's an extremely skill testing deck.
Yeah.
And the onus is on you to make the perfect board into their hands. And if you can do that and pilot the board properly on their turn as well, the deck is very, very, very broken.
Yeah.
But you have to be on top of it, and it's extremely hard to do well. And I had a lot of exams today.
Oh my goodness.
Especially yesterday. Yesterday I was on like no sleep as well. It was miserable. But anyway.
Let's jump into it.
Yeah, I'll jump into it. We've got 3 of the best card in the deck, Rotary. If you open this, you just always win.
Yep.
You want to leave this onto the board, not the thing that you reveal as much as possible to beat Droll. It's very, very good if you start with that line. I basically won every game that I resolved Rotary. Getting to look at their hand obviously just means that
Crazy knowledge.
you go from having to play around everything to only having to play around exactly what they have.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, even what you do is you don't even make that good of a board. But if they have like Super Poly, Crown, whatever, you just search a hand trap with this thing, and then you add it back with Remix, and then you pair it with the hand traps you already have, and you just beat their engine, and then they have whatever breakers they want. It doesn't matter. I beat so many people that open like 3-4 breakers because the hand traps are just too good going first, and you can't beat the board as well. And
such an insane deck.
there's so many like boards you can do into Super Poly. Like you can do to Remix Pass, and like they can't even fuse off an Albaz because they can't fuse with the mix because they're not playing the what's it called? You can even just end on a normal summoned, or you can end on, if you have lots of engine, you can end on like a big board of like Remix, Material Name, Material Name, Material Name, and then if they don't prio Super Poly, you add back Ash, and then you like make make one of your RSs have a Material Name search. Like they have to out the RS at some point. Like it's just too much. It's incredible. This deck overperformed for me so much because of the lines that you get to do because of this thing. And then 3 mix, 2 Rico for a surprise reason.
Yep.
We will see later. This was also the ratios played in a YCS winning list, just because this is a bit better into Droll. Because what you can do is you can summon the Rotary that you search with the level 3 that you have in hand, and then make Remix with the level 3, and then having the Rotary on the board on their turn means that you have lots of options to make like a half board play on their turn, because you make Trackmaker with the 3 that you add back or something like that, or you just had a lot of follow-up, right?
Yep.
And then you're going to have hand traps as well. And then the one bad one clip,
Yep.
drew this going second many, many, many times today, and I hated it. It is a very bad card. I would play 0 if I could. I started it out going second always. I never regretted doing so. But you do need it for playing first boards. Makes your boards better into breakers, obviously. It's a very good card in its own right, but it is basically a trap card. That is the main names.
Yep.
And then the spells, 3 KTS, 1 field spell.
Yep.
I'm siding the second field spell. I didn't think you needed to main 2, even though a lot of people are trying that right now. I just wanted maximum hand trap space, and I think it was correct. The second one never came up for me, game 1. But this is a very good card. You always go through it basically. Makes you very good boards, but you just search it, and that's fine. And then the 1 overtake, and I'm playing 2 Genesis. I was on 3 at one point, but again, hand trap space. I just wanted to thin down the deck as much as possible for as many playable hand traps as possible to stop. Because like if Brandon makes a half board, you just lose. Like the problem with this deck is that the engine is very bad at breaking boards. And that's the other thing that I think people haven't like theorized yet, is that they think that this deck can break boards. It can't if the opponent knows what they're doing. So I think you just have to play hand traps with this deck. So instead of trying to play like F and V or Hydrolis or stuff like that, like pairing Hydraulis with FD, that kind of thing. I just wanted to stop them from playing, and then my Yummy engine can win. Going second. And so we are playing Free Ash, unsurprisingly. Free Bell, unsurprisingly. This one being a 3 is broken. Same with this one being a 1. These will help you play through hand traps. This is absolutely insane. Shout out to Ash for Fua also. But this deck is also very, very good into Fua, for what it's worth. 3 Imperm. I'm playing the 1 Ogre to respect Branded.
Yep.
It didn't really decide a game for me that you can do it. I'm very tempted to cut this, but it's also just like a fine 4th hand trap. Like into Branded, it can hit the Synchro, it can hit Baz on your turn, obviously, even if you draw it. It can also hit like Power Patron Field Spell. It can hit JJ if they're forced to do JJ. Like it's not completely terrible, and it's also a level 3 going first, which is very nice. And then, so my option was to play Hydraulis or to play good cards. I think Hydraulis is absolutely terrible. I think it's one of the most bait cards that's ever been released. The problem with Hydraulis is that it's good against bad pilots. So a lot of people test and then they think, oh, this card is broken because my opponent is just learning KT for the first time. They don't know how to play around it, they play into it, and then it gets very good value, right? But if your opponent knows how to play around Hydraulis, it's very hard to get value. You basically just take one body, or they make a board that beats it because they know your hand. If you try and hold it, they just know your hand, they know too much, right? That's the other thing is like, if your opponent doesn't know how to pilot the board on the opponent's turn, you can break the board because they have to do very specific things with like holding Zalen or making material name boards if certain combinations are found, that kind of thing. That's the thing, right? Is into Zalen, you don't have to activate stuff on board for a very long time. If you make material board names, that kind of thing, you have a lot of options. You're in creative mode, basically. So I didn't want to play Hydraulis. I thought it was very bad. And I'll talk about it later. But yeah, I'm glad I did cut it. To play the Cyframes, because these send a gate on them. Shout out Triff. This was something I was thinking about before watching Triff videos, of course. But yeah, I agree with the theory 100%. With decks like Branded and Mirror, especially, you just have to stop them from playing entirely. You can't even really beat the half boards because they're going to have hand traps or they're going to have super poly, they're going to have droplet behind their half board, right? It's not consistent. And so, the cards that I decided to come here to test for was Dominus Purge. Now you're probably thinking, what the fuck are you doing? This turns off your deck. No, it doesn't. It turns off only these. And you side these out going second. It turns off a lot of your extra deck, of course. It turns off all of the darks, which is everything except Trackmaker and Loudness War. But the idea is, if you stop them from playing entirely, they don't have a starter, it passes to you, you just queue their top deck. And then even if you don't have a very good board, you just lock them out of the game, right? So, now, I will say, this is not without drawback. There were a few games in my top 8 where, because of the Purge lock, I lost because my engine wasn't strong enough. But, and this is a big but, if I didn't have Purge, their board would have been far too strong, and it would have been a very similar situation, worse situation for me probably. So, while this does tangibly make your engine worse, I think the alternative of playing bad Yu-Gi-Oh cards is so bad that you genuinely have to play this. I think it's best in slot, because it does just stop them from playing entirely. You can hit High Spirits, you can hit Opening, you can hit Aluba and they can't chain F and B. You can hit, what's it called, Nadir Servant even. You can hit Nadir Bell as well. And Mirror as well. It hits KTS if they chain it to Vela. It hits like every name. It prevents them from rotary access, right? Like, it's definitely not perfect, and I really wish I didn't have to run it, but I think you do have to run it. I don't think there's a better option, because Hydraulis is not it, and F&V and Breakers are definitely not it. So
That's awesome. That's an awesome tech.
And the other thing about Purge is that if you draw it going first, it's so broken. If you have Purge behind a board, let alone Purge and Ash, but let's just more copies of Ash, right?
Yeah.
Purge behind a board is so insanely broken that makes your life so easy, because you just get to beat like the High Spirits or whatever, you just win instantly. That's the thing, right? It's like cards like High Spirits, if you let them resolve at all, you basically just lose because of the end phase cards. You don't have enough, right?
Yeah.
So that was what I was playing around with the hand trap idea. And then we will do extra deck.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. To Trackmaker, to RS, to to remix. All of these came up for me, second of both of these. So I'm glad I didn't cut any of them. I was thinking about doing so to play second Loudness War.
Yeah, I saw some people playing 1 and 1.
Yeah, I was playing 1 Zalen, obviously, 1 BTB, obviously, 1 Loudness War.
Yeah.
I was thinking of playing 2 Loudness War because of the Purge lock, but it never like came up for me. I had like one game testing on Master Duel where it like kind of came up for me, but like not really. But like, you know, these come up more, I think, overall. And then 1 Crackle. I never made this. Oh, I made this when I was bricked and I had clip in my hand, and then it didn't matter because I lost anyway.
Yeah.
But like in theory, this helps. It's not even like the extra grip doesn't do anything. But going second, the idea is you can make this and then tribute it for the beat of JJ, and
Yeah.
then it comes back and it helps you make this thing to OTK more efficiently because it turns a 2 and a 3 into a 5 and then another 5. So it does have a job. It's just it's not the job that you think it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the Phydralis targets, because I am siding Phydralis.
Yep.
I'm playing Adignista, Malong, Packbit, and then this card is the actually good thing about Phydralis is that you get to make this going first instead of reframing and then you instantly win. And Typhon, which I never made, but...
The theory was behind it.
Yeah,
in case.
exactly. Hand trap was, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're like third locked or whatever, it's still just a 29. Like
Yeah.
And then side deck. So I have the 5 side frames in, so I chose
Yep.
5 going first cards. Judgment, reframing, this being searchable is absolutely
Nuts,
absurd.
yeah.
Absolutely absurd. If you get this, you just instantly win. Claw by for Droll and stuff like that. And then just 2 more engine. The Rico, and this is where the second JJ is. I thought it was quite efficient to have it like that as the 5th going first card, and then 3 Phydralis. And oh boy, was this card bad for me. Every time I drew this going second, I just wanted to cry. Like, because if they start resolving cards at all, it's just over. Like,
Yeah.
branded, mirror, that kind of. I only had like 1 mirror, and I lost it in Swiss because I was extremely tired and misplayed like a chimp like 5 times. But yeah, this card feels terrible. It's like, if they're bad, then it's broken. But if they know what they're doing and they know how to play around it, and get to like Mercuria or whatever, etc., 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 they have so many options. It doesn't like trade for a whole card. Like if they get to the synchro, they've already probably like high spirited stuff like that.
I like
right? So it
the
doesn't-
hand trap like Purge
Yeah, exactly.
and stuff.
They already have their in-phase effect trackers over, right? So, I mean, it's broken going first into some matchups, and you do want at least one for the Minidium combo.
Yep.
But I might actually not side all 3 of these going forward, even though it's such a good card on paper. It's just like, I did not like it, and it doesn't fit this playstyle at all.
Yeah.
I also had hands where like it conflicted with Purge, it conflicted with Imperm, it conflicted with the Gamma Delta, and it's like you have to sequence weirdly. It gets even worse then, right?
Yeah.
But even before that, like it's still not a fan at all. 2 Droll, to respect Power Patron, Doomsday, stuff like that.
Yep.
And also just option going first. 3 Perulia, because it draws very early.
Yep.
So it can find you hand traps off the top. I put this in quite a lot because it's also consistency. And then the last 2 cards I was like talking about with a Discord mate for a while. I didn't really know what to put. I just put 2 Fua. I don't think I ever sided it in, but like theoretically for like the FTK matchups, right? You
Yeah.
can put it in and
You just need something to do with that.
it's one of those sides that you can put over like more engine because it can find engine, right?
Yeah.
So the theory I think was fine. I don't know what else would be like. Maybe more going first cards, but I don't think you need to. And that's it, really.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
You got first place, Cynthia,
Thank
and
you.
you've done a lot of research, obviously, and you did amazing. And yeah, it's just crazy. All the deck profiles from my past, and you finally got the number 1.
thank you. Shout out to my parents, obviously, both very supportive, helped me a lot over the weekend. Shout out to all the Discord buddies. You know who you are. Shout out Ryukishi. That's all I've got to say, really. Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Congratulations again, and probably gonna be more first place in the future, honestly.
Hopefully a higher tier event next time.
Yeah. I'll catch you later, Cynthia.
Thank you.